What is going on, guys? Snickel here, and today I have another trophy talk for you. This is going to be for the week of July 16th, 2023. And I have to say, it's been quite a successful last few weeks of playing games. I feel like I really haven't made too much progress in too many games, but I feel like I've made good progress and I've gotten things done. And overall, I'm feeling kind of okay about stuff. But I do want to try to get through some more games through the summer and the fall and everything like that. Um, I've kind of been out of live streaming and everything like that, but I've been trying to get back into it and everything, and just trying to been trying to get through games and everything. The summer's just like, it seems to be a really difficult time when it comes to playing games for me and everything, because I feel like I really just don't have overall like a lot of free time per se. I just feel like there's always stuff going on, but it seems like the end of July and August should be a little bit not as busy as usual, so that's pretty exciting. But anyway, with all of that being said, I have been uploading trophy guides and everything over on Trophy Hunters Gaming. It's been a little bit of time just because I haven't been playing anything with guides, but still uploading stuff over there. Live streams and links and everything are down below, so if you want to go follow me on any of that stuff, I would greatly appreciate it. But let's get into what I have been playing over the past few weeks, and like I said, it has been quite successful. So I think last time I had just gotten done the Tilting Tiles Micro Challenge. So up next we have Resogun. And you're probably wondering why I hopped on Resogun. I did not hop on Resogun to actually play it, although I do want to do that at some time and do the DLC and everything. I hopped on Resogun because the two trophies that were unobtainable for a decent amount of time now became obtainable. They fixed it. So that would be in the DLC pack 1, look, I made this, and I like what I'm seeing. Both of those are for creating a ship and sharing it, and liking a ship. So those were unobtainable for a decent amount of time. They did become obtainable now, so I hopped on there and did that. So if you haven't done those, I would suggest to hop on there and do that. But I don't know when I'm going to play this game, get around to playing this game, but I would like to do it at some point because I know it was like a launch PS4 game, and it's really, really, like, visually a really cool-looking game. Maybe it's something I can play with somebody or something like that, but yeah, I'm going to get around to that at some point. I just don't know when. But I did get on there, and I did do that, or those two trophies. Then up next, we have Syndicate, which officially did go down. So it's been updated. The trophies have been updated. I don't know why that's that color. But yes, this did go down. I was able to get everything done that I needed to get done in the online, which was really, really good. I think the last thing that I had to clean up from the last video I made was I needed to get CEO, which was to get 100% completion of levels, research, and challenges. I did do all of that, and I was grinding out a few challenges, and all in all, really was not as difficult as I thought it would be from a challenge standpoint. There were a few challenges that I was not really looking forward to because I knew it was going to be a little bit annoying to grind it out, but just naturally playing through the game the 3 times that we had to and everything, I got a majority of those challenges done, and I only had to grind out a few of them. And then the other thing that I did, because it was, I don't think it was technically related online. There was a lot of people that were putting things up in the forums about it, but I don't think it was necessarily related to the online, was this trophy down here, Nowhere to Hide, using penetration weapons, kill 500 enemies through cover while the dart overlay is active. I had heard that that was easier to get in the co-op, in the co-op maps and stuff, and I didn't really use penetration weapons when I was playing through the majority of the game because I really didn't know about them. I was using the dart overlay, but I was not using those weapons. So when I was playing back through and doing my grinding and doing everything like that, I was being pretty conscious about trying to get those kills, and I was able to get a lot of them. There was a challenge for this in the main menu, which I wasn't aware of this. I know that this is not really relevant anymore. Well, it's relevant in a way, but for the multiplayer, it's not relevant. But I was talking about how it was annoying that you couldn't see your weapon kills or how many kills you have with each weapon. That was a bunch of shit. You could actually see it, and it was the same thing with these 500 kills. It tracked everything in the menus, but you had to go back to like the extras. So I was able to get those penetration kills. I was able to get the 100% completion. And then the last thing that I went for that I was going to go for certain guns, but then I was like, fuck it. Let's just do it all because I'm close to it. I don't want to have to worry about it or anything like that. Was, where is it? I have to find it now. It was the trophy for getting like 100 kills with each weapon. No, I'm an idiot. It was literally right below CEO, the professional. Getting 50 kills with all weapons in the game. So there was only certain weapons in the game that you could only get in co-op. I think there was like 3 or 4 of them that you could only get in co-op. So at a minimum, you had to do that in order to get that trophy. But I only had to do like a few more weapons other than those. So I was like, fuck it, just going to do it all. And I'm kind of glad that I did that because one thing that I noticed when I loaded the game up, one of the last times that I was playing it was, if you load the game up and you don't connect to the online and you just go into the extras menu, it doesn't load any of your stats. You have to load into the multiplayer menu to have it load all of your stats in. So with that being said, I think if you had not gotten that trophy, I'm not sure if that, I don't know if that was just like a one-time thing or what was going on there, but from what I'm seeing, like if you didn't get that trophy, it might actually be unobtainable because now when you load in, those few weapons that you could only use in the multiplayer will always say 0 kills next to them, regardless of if you've actually gotten kills with them in the multiplayer. So that's kind of annoying. I guess I could click on it because PSMP Plus should show if it's unobtainable. It is unobtainable. So yeah, I'm glad that I got that done. Well, that's not fair because if you did get the kills with those weapons, technically, you know, you could still get, I don't know. Anyway, servers have been down for like a month, so there's no way that that's obtainable anymore. But I did do that. It was a little bit of grinding to get that done, but it wasn't anything too crazy. The only thing that I didn't grind out in the multiplayer, which is down at the bottom here, which you can see is Hurt Locker, which is to breach 873 grenades. I think when I was done playing through the game, I had breached about maybe 200 to 300 when I was doing all of my playthroughs and everything like that, just naturally playing through the co-op and doing all the challenges and everything. So it wasn't a lot, but when I was reading guides on that, it was saying that it was easier to boost those grenade breaches in the single player because I guess there's a boss that will allow you to like continuously breach stuff as long as you get their health to a certain point. So not too worried about that. But all in all, I had a lot of fun playing this game. This game had been on my radar for like a long time, and when I say a long time, I mean like back when I started, you know, mainly worrying about boosting, which I think was around 2018, maybe at the end of 2017. Let me check. It was a while ago. But this was a game that came up and I was like, man, I would really, I should really do that game. And then I just never got around to it. So it would have been, we're going back. We're still going, I had just done, it was right here. So it was 2017. It was like the end of 2017, early 2018. I had decided like, oh, I'm going to, you know, Syndicate would be a good game on the PS3. So I you know, I waited. that's all that matters. I waited. Yeah, but with that being said, that gets done. Games that have server shutdowns anytime soon. I know that like Bad Company 1 was another game that's going down, but I'm not even going to attempt it. Whatever. It is what it is. But, yeah, I really enjoyed the game. I don't know when I'll play through the single player, but you know the multiplayer's done, and that's that. And then I'll talk about another game in a little bit, and then I'm going to talk about kind of what I plan on doing in the future, or you know, big picture in the future. Not like it's going to be happening tomorrow, but I would like to, you know, chip away at it at some point. But yeah, we'll talk about that. But that gets Syndicate done for me, which is really nice. And you could see even my recent trophies. That was like 4 weeks ago that I did that. I really have not been playing a lot of games, and I was gone last week. I went on a vacation for a week, so I really have not been playing too much. Or I shouldn't say I haven't been playing too much. I haven't been earning too many trophies, and I'll talk about why I haven't been earning too many trophies in an upcoming game. Then up next, we have Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I was able to fully complete the story mode and everything, unlock everything. So my goal now for this game is to start making the collectible guides for it, start making the rest of the trophy guides, start making everything that I want to make for this. And my plan is to try to get this game done in the next week or two. But yeah, I'm going to be rolling out, trophy guides and collectible guides for this upcoming. I know what you're thinking. Snickel, this game's old. People have already gotten it done. It is what it is. I don't really care about, putting guides out like day one. It's nice, don't get me wrong, but I'm not super worried about it at the end of the day. I put guides out for games that I play. I put them out at the time that I put them out. I don't really stress about it because it's just it's just a little hobby. It's just a little thing on the side that I enjoy doing for fun. But I have to say, overall, I am satisfied with the game. I'm not really like, there was things that happened in it with the story, and like I don't want to say that I didn't see it coming or like I'm mad about it because it had to happen at some point. But on the other spectrum, there was other things that happened where like I'm glad it turned out that way, because if it turned out a different way, it would have definitely been more annoying. Well, not annoying, detrimental maybe to the story. I would have been more upset. Let's just say that I would have been more upset. So, yeah, it was overall a really good game. I didn't really question anything when it came to the story, and it is what it is. So now I'm going into exploring mode, trophy guide mode, everything like that, and hopefully I'll be able to get this game done again within the next week or two, but I'm not really putting a time frame on it. Just going to start putting stuff out and, just play it. Then up next, we have Minecraft Set 2. This is kind of random, but there was a new DLC, Expansion Pack 17, that was put out for Minecraft, so I was able to just hop on and get that done. There's a few ways that you can go about getting these trophies. I believe sometimes there are worlds that are created within PlayStation that you can join, but the way that I usually go about it is, since the game is crossplay between PC, Xbox, everything like that, typically I will just find a world, an achievement world that I can play on my PC, and then I just invite my PlayStation account on, and I can get the trophies done extremely fast. You can see with these 3 trophies, I got them done within the span of 5 minutes. So really not that bad. When it comes to Minecraft as a total, I was actually looking at this the other day from like every game that's done. So for each of the Minecraft games, like the actual Minecraft games, I have 4 of the 5 done, with 2 of them being PlayStation 4 and 1 of them being a Set 2, so it doesn't even have a Platinum. The only other one that I have is the Minecraft for the Vita or PS TV. I definitely want to get around to that sooner rather than later. But I would like to get it done. Other than that, the other ones I'm not like super worried about. I know there's Minecraft story mode. I don't even know. Like, I guess you can buy that in story mode season 2, and then there's dungeons, and then there's legends. I had known nothing about these other games. But I think Dungeons is actually low-key kind of a good game, but it has 105 trophies, which I just saw, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, no rush to get through any of these other Minecraft games other than, doing the Vita one just because it's on the Vita or PS TV. I'm all down for doing, older games to get them done just in case shit breaks and it's not updated. But that's that. Again, kind of random, but I did get it done. Then up next, we have Blur on the PlayStation 3. This is a game from left field. Why am I playing it? So, I played this game back in 2011. I got this game back in 2011. I guess shortly after it came, I guess a year after it came out. And I strictly got this for fun. And I believe I got this game because it was on sale at like Target or something at the time for like literally like 10 or 20 bucks. Which back then was like, holy shit. I have no idea what it's worth now. But yeah, I got it. I played it for fun. I had a lot of fun with it. Then back in like 2018 or so, I started, when I was trying to get into boosting games and everything like that, I was like, Blur, man, I'm doing Blur. I think I was doing it with a few people, but you don't necessarily have to do anything crazy in Blur. You have to unlock legend mode, which I think is just like prestiging. I don't even know what legend mode is, if you want me to be completely honest, but I think it's just leveling up and then prestiging or something like that. And then there's a few other random trophies. It's all these like blue trophies at the bottom here. But yeah, I did all this. It's actually interesting because it says win a race with 4-player split screen, but I think in my game this isn't done. That's really strange. But anyway, I did all these. Let me just say that. I did all these. And the thing that's really nice about Blur, the servers are still up, by the way. I would highly suggest to do this game. This game is phenomenal. Like, this is like Mario Kart, but with like real cars. Like, phenomenal game. Such like an underrated game. But the thing that's nice about it is in the menus, the game actually tracks all of the trophies and what you need to do for all of the trophies. So it's very intuitive when it comes to that. And it's very helpful because it'll tell you like your progress on stuff or what you need to do to get certain things. Like there's trophies where it's like master the so-and-so power up, master the shock power up. It'll tell you exactly what you need to do in the menus in order to master that shock power up. So that's really, really cool. So when I went back in 2018 and I was boosting it, I did all the multiplayer. I was like, sweet. And then maybe like a few months ago, I was like looking through games that were unobtainable randomly because if you have PSMP Plus, PSMP Plus has an option where you can, where it'll tell you the unobtainable trophies, which are updated from forums. It's a very, very useful tool if you care about doing multiplayer or stuff like that. So randomly out of nowhere, what I decided to do was use that to see some games. Because what you can do on PSMP Plus is you can load every single game on your list, which takes a little bit of time. So it'll load literally every game. And then from there, what you can do is it has advanced sorting. So you can actually sort this by, I think it's this one. Yeah. So you can actually go to this advanced sorting, the star, and you can search by unobtainable trophies. And what it'll do is it'll list every single game on your list that has unobtainable trophies that have been, talked about in forum posts, and then they're all manually updated. They're not automatically updated, but it'll basically sit here and list all of them, every single unobtainable, platinum. So this is every single game on my list that's unobtainable. I have no idea how many it is, but it'll list it if you have the platinum or if you don't have the platinum. I guess you could do like advanced sorting and take the platinum ones out. But I was randomly going through here and I was like, oh shit, I don't have. Blur was saying it was unobtainable, and I was like, well, hold on. I did Blur back in the day. So like, let me see if it's like if I have everything that's unobtainable, because what'll also happen is when you do that, it will highlight the trophy that's unobtainable. So you can see this one here, it highlights it this. It's because I have it in dark mode. It usually highlights it this orange, but it's highlighting this weird color. So it's basically telling me the platinum's unobtainable. But if you go, it'll always say the platinum's unobtainable if you don't have it. But if you go down, none of these other trophies are highlighted, meaning that I've gotten every unobtainable and I can still get this platinum. But I went into Blur, so I went into the Blur list and I was like, well, let me double check. So I went through and I was like, man, everything's looking good. I knew that all the blue meant multiplayer, so I was like, oh, I'm good. And then I saw this trophy right here, Tourist, which is to explore Blur's locations. Now, when the description of that trophy would make you think all you have to do is just explore locations on, maps or something like that. Like, you don't have to do anything specific. You just have to go to a map and do something. And that's what well, not even you have to do something. You just have to race on the map. And that's kind of what you have to do, but not really. So there's 4 things that you have to do in this game very specifically in order to explore Blur's locations, which I don't know why these were determined this way. So there's, like I said, 4 things. 3 of the 4 things that you have to do can be done in the single player. They have to be done in certain races in the single player. So you can't just like join a random race and do it. It has to be done in specific stages, on specific races, specific courses, and things like that. One of the 4 things that you have to do has to be done in multiplayer. And I believe that's because the track that you race on is a track that's only available in multiplayer. And I didn't know that when I was going through. So what I did was I was kind of like, well, fuck, I think I'm out of this. Like, I don't know if I can get this. The only way that I can get this platinum is if I go into the game and I've done that part of that challenge, which I didn't check. So anyway, I was playing through Syndicate and everything, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to go down and pick up Blur, and I'm going to see if I have it done. And when I picked it up, well, actually, I checked it like a few weeks later before I went to get the game, and I saw that it was not obtainable anymore. So I was like, oh, it's fixed. Nice. So I was like, I'm going to get that out. We're going to check to see if I have it, and if I don't have it, I'm going to get it, and I'm going to get that done. Turns out I did not have it, so I'm glad that the servers got fixed. So I was able to get that, which means I'm done the multiplayer for Blur. I can do the single player. Don't know when that'll happen, but that's done. One of the things that's been really, really annoying recently when it comes to playing games, older games, really any games, is all of my games that I used to have, thus why I played these games back in 2018, all my games that I used to have used to be in a shelf, and I used to be able to see them, and I used to be able to easily be able to get them or access them, and it was really nice. You know, if I wanted to play Blur, I took 2 steps over, took the disc out, played it. Now, I don't have all my games at easy access. They're like down in a bin, I guess you could say. And the bins are stacked, and there's like 7 of them. So if I want to get a game, I need to move bins, I need to get stuff out, I have to put the bins back. It's really, really annoying. So I'm hoping whenever I'm able to get out and get an actual office or something, I will be able to put all my games back out and be able to easily access them, because there's a lot of games that I still want to play, and I kind of forget about them because I don't really look at them frequently. So I'm like, and then they just slip my mind, and then I'm like, I want to do that, but then I don't feel like going downstairs to get it out, and then it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So I'm hoping that will be fixed in the future. But with that being said, I was trying to do that legit, quote unquote legit. This trophy was a real pain in the ass, and the reason why is you might think like, oh, well, getting that race is not that difficult. You know, you just get it, and that's that. Yeah, you would think, right? So first thing that sucks about it is anything that you do in a private match in Blur does not count towards your challenges. So you can't just make a private match, pick that track, start that race with one other person, and get it done. That's the first thing. I believe that's right. I might be wrong, but I believe that that's right because I was actually doing the challenge wrong in the first place. So that's the first thing that sucks, I think. If that's not the first thing that sucks, we can bypass that if I'm telling a fib. The other thing that sucks is if you try to do this in a public lobby, which there are people that are still playing the game, and it's still very fun to play. I played this game for maybe like 3-4 days, like for fun, trying to get this trophy, and I had a blast when I was playing. But the other thing that sucks is at the end of each race, you're given the choice to pick a track, right? And you only get 2 choices. And if that track pops up and you vote for it, but everybody else does not vote for it, then you don't get it. And that track rarely popped up as a track to be picked, which was really, really, really fucking annoying. So that was another thing that was super annoying. The bypass to this is by leveling up and then using a higher level playlist in order to kind of manually get that track. Because everybody in this game is only playing the lowest tier playlist, whatever it is. If you're able to level up and get into a playlist that has nobody playing it, what you can do is you can join the lobby. If you don't get the track, you can back out. Join the lobby. If you don't get the track, you can back out. And basically keep doing that over and over again until you finally get the track. And then if you have a person to play the game with, you just invite them to the lobby. They join. You get your trophy. The good thing is only one of the 2 people needs to be leveled up. So if I'm level 10 and my friend's level 1, and I can access the level 10 lobbies by searching, if I invite my level 1 friend, he can join the level 10 lobbies. He just has to be invited to them. So that's I guess a good part of it, but a majority of it actually kind of sucks. But yeah, I was able to get that done, and all it is now is just finishing up the single player, finishing up challenges, and getting it done, and that's going to be that. But again, who knows when I'm going to get around to it, but yeah. Man, I've been talking for a long time. It's been 25 minutes already. But let's keep it going, because we're going to get into the last game here, which is the game that's been consuming me over the past more than a month, I would say. And partially that's my own fault, but yeah, I had to get it done. That being MLB The Show 20. So if you guys remember, if you don't know, if you do know, if you've been around, if you haven't been around, I'll explain it. I'll give a little like cliff notes real quick and I'll explain it. But basically, I'm trying to get through the Madden and MLB games, all the ones that I can. I should say Madden and the show games. And I've been making really good progress. I got through Madden 18 and 19 before they went down. I've been through the show 17, 18, 19, and now 20. Shortly, we'll be going on to Madden 20, and it's actually got me a little bit hyped because football season will be here soon enough, so it'll be nice to finally play a football game before the season starts. But this game was giving me a little bit of fits, and it's the last, show game that I have to do that's actually, like, somewhat difficult. And I'll explain why it was giving me fits. So the first thing is, the game in and of itself is actually like really not that hard to do. from like a difficulty standpoint. Like, and I'll have a platinum video coming out in the next day or two, but from a difficulty standpoint, it's really not that hard. There's nothing you have to do in the single player. You don't even have to play the single player at all. You have to play a lot of, I guess you don't have to play a lot of it, but you do have to play a decent amount of like Diamond Dynasty and stuff, because you need to complete tutorials, you need to do conquest, you need to do things like that. And also, playing Diamond Dynasty is the easiest way, or it's an easy way of getting XP by doing collections and stuff like that. Now, why am I talking about XP? XP was the last thing I needed in this game in order to get this platinum. I was able to get through everything in this game other than the 2 XP trophies with, like, ease. Like, I had them done, like, probably, 2 months ago. And it was just a little bit annoying because, like, the fact that I was able to get everything done except the XP grind is kind of annoying. And it kind of... The reason it annoyed me was there was really no way to AFK it. So there are a few things that you are going to have to try to get that aren't related to the XP that can be a little bit annoying, or it can be a little annoying. The first one being you need to throw a perfect throw to home for an out in the outfield. You're able to boost that in the multiplayer, so that's pretty easy. This trophy's not that hard. You'll get that through natural progression. And then you have to throw out a runner attempting to steal by hitting a perfect throw. So basically, you need to throw out a person going home from the outfield on a perfect throw, and you need to throw out somebody stealing with a perfect throw. And you need to set your settings right in order to have the ability to even have a perfect throw. So that's like step number 1. Other than that, the only other thing that's kind of annoying is there's a trophy. Man, where is it? Right here, slam it. Equip any new Bat Slam animation onto your Road to the Show or Diamond Dynasty character. These Bat Slam animations are very, very difficult to buy in the store. I think you can get them from a few challenges by doing collections and stuff in Diamond Dynasty, but if you're looking to buy it strictly just from the store, it is a little bit difficult. The best thing that I found to do, even though the game is pretty difficult, is if it doesn't have a buy order, put a buy order in for it, and then just hope that one night when you get off and get back on, someone will sell it to you, because that's what happened to me with one, and then I got another one somehow through... I don't even know what. I don't even remember how I got a second one. And I might even have a third one now. But just naturally playing through the game and getting it from collections and stuff. Other than that, like I was saying, the only other thing that was like really, really annoying was the level grinding. And the reason why it was annoying was by the time I had gotten done everything in this game, got done Conquest, got done Diamond Dynasty, got done all this stuff, played the game for fun, everything like that, made a crazy good squad in Diamond Dynasty. I think I was only like level 35 or something like that. It was not very high. And in order to get done the game, and the last trophy that I had to get, which was silver, but it feels like gold, which is to reach silver level 1, you have to get to level 100 in bronze. So once you get to level 100 in bronze, then you move up to silver level 1. And there's also another trophy right here halfway there, which is to reach level 50 in your universal profile. But both of those are very, very annoying to get. So what I was able to do in order to get those done was a combination of things, but it was not AFK really that much. So the first thing I tried was a walking method, an automatic walking method with turboing a controller and then taping down a button. And that didn't work for me. And then I was reading like, oh, you could just do the home run derby and you'll get like, 50 XP or whatever, home run or whatever, 20 XP a home run. So I did that and I was like, yeah, that doesn't work anymore because I think you only get like 5 or something. So I was like, that's not worth it. So then I found a method where basically you start a franchise mode. You download this franchise that this person made with these rosters and everything. And you start the franchise mode up. And all you do is you play the games. And when you start the game, you player lock to the pitcher. And then from there, you can just turbo the fastball button. So the X button. And then from there, your pitcher will just continuously just keep pitching fastballs over and over and over again until the game's over. And then once the game's over, you rinse and repeat. This is kind of AFK, but it's not AFK. So you can Turbo X and do nothing for like 7 to 10 minutes or something like that. And then once the 7 to 10 minutes are up, you have to come back, stop the turboing, go back to the menu, go to the next day, start the next game, and then you can returbo again. So this isn't really something that you can do overnight. And it's also something that I couldn't do where like I had my PS4 running in the background, but then I was playing something else because like how much gameplay can I get done in another game when like this one's just running for like 7 to 10 minutes and then I need to change back the input, change what I need to change, start a new game up, and then get back into a new game and then change my input and everything. It just, I was like, it's not making any sense. So like for the past like month, it feels like all I've been doing is doing this franchise mode, getting as much XP as possible and trying to get this done. And I was able to grind through it and get it done. Thank the Lord. I hope it's the last MLB grind that I'll ever have to do. But yes, I was able to get this platinum. I'm glad it's done. It was a real pain in the ass, but it was worth it at the end of the day. It was worth it. I'll say it. It was worth it. But I did enjoy the game. Other than that, I did enjoy the game. Really looking forward to going to MLB 21. Looking forward to getting into Madden. I've already done the multiplayer for Madden 20. It's down here a little bit. Yeah, I've already done the multiplayer for Madden 20. So all I need to do is hop on Madden 20, you know, start playing through the stuff, doing the random things. I don't think this game has the... I don't think it has the bullshit get a win with every team trophy, so that'll be nice. But yeah, I'm looking forward to just getting through this game and continuing to push through Madden and MLB because I feel like it's the only thing I've been playing, and that's fine with me because we making progress. But you know, it's on to the next one. So anyway, with all of that being said, it's been 30 minutes. I feel like I've been talking about a lot of the games I've been playing because, like I said, I've been making a lot of progress, been trying to make as much progress as possible. So that's what I've been playing. What do I plan on playing in the upcoming week or weeks, depending when the next time I'll be back. Hopefully it'll be next week, but we'll have to wait and see. So my main goal, or the main game that I'm going to be playing and trying to get through, is Star Wars Jedi Survivor, getting through collectible guides with that, and just getting through guides and trying to get that platinum. That's like my game that I'm going to be focusing on to play next. Like I said, I can get into Madden 20 after MLB The Show 20 is done. I'm alternating between MLB and Madden. The numbers have finally caught up, so I'll do MLB 20, Madden 20, MLB 21, Madden 21, so on and so forth, getting through that. Once I get done Star Wars Jedi Survivor, technically I can get back into my Hitman Star Wars rotation, which I'm still in, which would be Hitman 2, so I can do that. But there's a few other things that I want to do. One of them is when I was playing through Blur and I was playing through Syndicate, it really made me think that there's a few games on the PS3 that I need to finish the multiplayer for. One of them being BioShock 2. Really should get back to that and finish that. So that's one game. Another game that I want to get back to that is just rolling off the top of my head right now is Grid Autosport. Those are two games that I should really get back to and try to finish up because they're PS3 games that are, kind of older, and I want to do the multiplayer for them. But yeah, that's that. The other thing that I want to focus on, or try to focus on, I should say, I can't make any promises, is there are a few games that have gotten DLC recently, which I would like to get back to. And I would like to do, not in any specific order, but the games that I'm talking about are Resident Evil Village on the PS4, Among Us on the PS5, Horizon Forbidden West on the PS5. I was kind of waiting for that DLC to go on sale because I don't want to spend all that money on that. And then Wo Long Fallen Dynasty did get DLC, so I'm planning on getting through and doing the DLC for those at some point. But, I'm really going back and forth with what I want to do because I really want to play Star Wars Jedi Survivor and get through that. I really want to keep continuing the Madden and the show grind, but then I do want to get into some PS3 games, and then there's other franchises which, I really, really want to finish or get into and try to finish. There's games like... I really would like to do, where is it at? Need for Speed Most Wanted on the PS Vita or PS TV. Literally a 20-hour platinum. I would probably do a majority of that on stream. That's something that I would really want to do, along with doing Need for Speed Rivals on the PS3. Again, it could be like a full, stream game because I'm probably not going to make guides on it. If I made guides on it, I would make it on the PS4 version, which I'm not around to. And then doing like Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, getting to that, which actually is an ultra rare now, which is pretty crazy. I know someone commented on the last trophy talk and they were like, well, if you want to do AC4, you got to delete your friend list in order to get the one trophy, the sharing is carrying. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I'm fully ready to delete my friend list to do it. I'm ready. I will probably be like, I'll probably take screenshots of my friends, whoever I have as friends, but I'll probably put out some sort of tweet and I'll say first, 100 people to send me a friend request get in or something like that. I don't know. I probably won't do that. I like to keep my friend list below 100 for PS3 purposes. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But maybe I'll clear it. I'll add back the people that I really want to add back, and then we'll start with a fresh slate. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really care about my friends list because, again, I add people that I play with. So if I boost a game with you and I enjoyed boosting a game with you, I keep you on my friends list. If I boost a game with you and I did not enjoy boosting a game with you, then you get the boot. I don't just add random people either. So it be what it be. Pretty slim pickings when it comes to making the friends list. But yeah, there are a few older games that I would like to get through as well. But I think right now, like my main focus at the moment is going to be getting through Star Wars Jedi Survivor, getting those guides done, and then maybe doing some DLC. And then, like I said, I really would like to do like Need for Speed Most Wanted on the PSTV, along with Need for Speed Rivals on the PS3, and then like focusing on some older games. I know that the new Assassin's Creed game is coming out, I believe in September, October maybe. I don't know. I know that that's coming out soon, and with that game coming out, I really would like to get through the Assassin's Creed franchise. I've been saying it for like a long time, but like I really want to play through the like as much of that franchise as I can that I haven't done yet. Because I've done a lot of games in this franchise, but my goal is to get everything over on this right side of the screen as a blue check mark. And I have a lot of it done, but I just need to do a little bit more. Wow, is it Brotherhood now unobtainable? Is it officially unobtainable? Wow. But yeah, sorry. I would like to get back through. And I think I would probably start with the Assassin's Creed Chronicles on the Vita. That would be the first platinum I would start, and then I would probably do, or maybe I'll do Assassin's Creed 4 first to get that done, and then I would do Assassin's Creed Chronicles on the Vita, and then I would kind of work through the Ezio trilogy and back through the entirety of the games, and then go back to Assassin's Creed. Chronicles trilogy on PS4 and then, finish with Valhalla. I don't know. I really would like to play through all of these games, though, and get all of these games done. I've been talking about it for such a long time, and I think my main problem is, like, I've talked about doing the franchise rotation where, like, I switch off between, like, Hitman and Star Wars right now, and I always say, like, oh, I do that because I don't want to get burnt out by a franchise, right? Like, I don't want to, like, sit there and play every single Hitman back to back to back to back to back and then be like, wow, I fucking hate Hitman. Or, like, I want to space it out because I want to place a little bit of Hitman here, and then a few months later I want to play Hitman again, and I want to play Hitman again. So, like, spacing it out is kind of good, right? But at the same time, from, like, a completion perspective, not percentage, completion perspective, I think it's better to just knock it out and move on with it. And the thing with doing that is when you're playing sequels and stuff, they're not the same exact game. So it's not like you playing the same game over and over again when it comes down to it. Now, Hitman, the new Hitman games, that might be true because for Hitman 2, you have to play Hitman 1. And then for Hitman 3, you have to play Hitman 1 and Hitman 2. So that might be true with that. But like if you're comparing like Hitman 16 to like Hitman Absolution, yeah, they're both Hitman games, but they're completely different. It's the same thing with like Assassin's Creed. Like even if you go like Assassin's Creed 2 to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, yeah, they look the same and everything, but different story, different environment, different tools, different things, and like overall not super long platinums. Like when you're talking about platinum, like the Assassin's Creed Ezio trilogy, you're talking about 20 to 30 hours per platinum maybe. And that's on the high side, right? 30 hours on the way high side. So you're talking like 90 hours on that. Let's say 90 to 100 hours to get 3 platinums over there, which is definitely on the super high side compared to like doing Star Wars Jedi Survivor and getting 1 platinum in half the time. So like you could definitely get through those games a lot faster as well. So yeah, I've been I've been really wanting to get through that because there's other games as well that I've been really wanting to get through, or other franchises like getting through all of the other God of War games. Like I know it wasn't recently, but earlier in the year I did God of War Ragnarok. Really, really, really enjoyed the game. And then I was looking at the God of Wars, and I was like, same thing with like Assassin's Creed. Like, I really want to play God of War 1 and God of War 2 again on the PS, TV. I want to do God of War 3 again because God of War 3 remastered probably looks fucking amazing. And then just doing God of War Ragnarok again, and just being able to do God of War Ragnarok like strictly on stream because I've already made guides for it would be like a really cool experience. But yeah, I've also with the streaming, I talk about it a lot, and I don't really know necessarily how I want to handle it, but like I go back and forth with like streaming and making guides and streaming and making guides because I do enjoy streaming, but then at the same time, like I'm not a huge fan of streaming when I have face cam on because like you have to have the lights on, and then when I have the lights on, I feel like I get like super hot and sweaty, and then like I'm, it is. So the last few streams I've done it without face cam. I have been having a little bit more fun doing it that way. But then when I'm doing streams, I feel like I can't make guides per se. I definitely can, but I feel like I can't. But if I'm not doing face cam, like maybe I would feel a little more comfortable doing that. I haven't necessarily tried it. But then there's that factor. But then there's like there's certain games that I want to play just on stream. Like I'm talking about like doing God of War Ragnarok again and playing it just on stream, or doing other certain games just on stream. Like the other day when I was doing like Blur, I was doing that just on stream. Or like I loaded up a stream because I was going to play through the last 2 playthroughs that I need to do in Knack, but then I ended up playing MLB The Show 20 and getting that done. But there's games like that I want to do just on stream that I'm really close to being done. Games like Knack, or like playing through Anthem and doing Anthem, or like I said, Need for Speed Most Wanted. Like I don't think I'm going to make guides for Need for Speed Most Wanted on the PS TV. I mean, I probably could. It'd probably be a good meme, but like I probably won't do that. So yeah, it's just like going back and forth with that stuff because it's like it is fun to stream. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't like streaming like super late at night and then super early into the morning because then like I'm dead the next day at work. So I would like to stream earlier, but then there's all this other stuff going on. It's just like I feel like I'm always just all over the place with it because I just can't find something that like necessarily works for me from a scheduling standpoint, if that even makes any sense. But yeah, it is what it is. I am the prioritization over the next few weeks is again finishing Star Wars Jedi Survivor, maybe getting into Madden, doing some random other things, and then yeah, that's that. I'm not really gonna give myself a structure per se, but I will have focus. I don't know if my focus will stay in what I'm talking about right now, but I will have focus and I will get done games, and that's what it'll come down to. But I should have said it earlier in the video, but down in the comments below, let me know what games you guys have been playing. I love reading all that stuff and everything. I definitely should have said that earlier. I do apologize for that. And if you've made it this far, and I know you guys do this all the time. If you've made it this far, comment broccoli and cheese down in the comments below. That sounds kind of good right now. Damn, what am I doing with my life? But yeah, I always go back and forth with stuff because it's like I want to get done like franchises, I want to get done games, but then like I just feel like shit takes so long. And the other thing that's really been getting me recently, and I think this is not really necessarily a me problem, but it's more just a gaming problem in general right now, is games just take so long to get done now. And I find that to be so insane because like 10, 15 years ago when you were talking about a game, getting 20, 30 hours out of a game or 20, 30 hours for a platinum in a game was like pretty average, right? Like if a game went over like 50 hours, that was considered like a pretty long platinum, right? And if a game went over 100 hours, regardless of if it was for boosting or whatever it be, like a game like, Far Cry 2, that was so far-fetched. Like people thought like you were insane to do a game like that. Like if you did that, you were actually insane. And nowadays, like games take, like a game like Assassin's Creed Valhalla takes 100 hours just to complete the story, let alone do everything else in the game. I might be over-exaggerating there, but like you're pushing close to 100 hours just to get through the story, let alone doing everything else that you have to do in the game for the 100% and the platinum and everything like that. So I just find that to be so insane. I feel like the timing in games and how long you play games has just ballooned over the past 10 to 15 years. And again, that's not really necessarily bad if the game is good, but at the same time, like, you just feel like you never make progress in anything because of that. Like, I'm looking at a game right now, Hogwarts Legacy, that's saying that it's 65 hours for a platinum. That's probably pretty right, because one playthrough of that game to do 100% is going to be like 50 hours. And that's really not that bad, right? Doing the whole map and everything, 50 hours is really not that bad, especially for how big the game is, how much it has to offer, how great the story is. 50 hours is not that bad. And then you tack on the 15 extra to get the other playthroughs done and everything, and maybe a few extra hours to do challenges or something like that. But 65 hours for a platinum is still a decent amount of time. It really is. So I just think that that's something personally that I've noticed, is just like the times for games have ballooned, and it's not necessarily because games are like enjoyable to play the whole time. There's definitely games where it's not like that. Like Hogwarts Legacy, I feel like is a little bit of, for me personally at least, that's a little bit of like an outlier, because like 65 hours in that game does not feel like 65 hours in that game. Like, that game is fucking phenomenal. But then if you talk about a game like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where like 65 hours isn't even going to get you through the story, like that's a slog right there. And who wants to do that? Like, if I didn't enjoy the Assassin's Creed franchise and everything, and I wasn't insane and enjoyed doing collectathons more or less, then like I would have never gotten through that game. And it's just insane to me that that's like a more or less a norm. I mean, it's not like super normal, but it's becoming more normal. Like playing a game like Skyrim back in the day, where like that was like on that level. Like if you had that 100%, like people were like, God damn, like he's got time on his hands, he's dedicated. But like now that's just like a normal thing. Like let's look at like a game. I know it was like a while ago, but let's look at a game like, I don't know, Elden Ring or something. So 60 hours seems a little low for Elden Ring, but you got like Horizon Forbidden West. They're saying it's 35. I feel like that's pretty. I don't know. I feel like that's pretty good. It's just crazy to me. Like I get that companies make these games and they want to have your attention for as long as possible. But I feel like it just comes to a point where it's like you want to have someone's attention, but then you don't want to like have them in for that long. Like having someone's attention for that long seems like it's like insane. Like I feel like AAA game, like to fully 100% and everything, like you should be looking no more than, I don't know, 50 hours. Like, and your story should take like 30 to 40 for like a story, and then cleanup should be like 20 or whatever. Like it shouldn't be anything too crazy. Like I feel like Horizon Forbidden West, from a timing, I know I talk bad about that game most of the times, and I say like how bad of a game it is because I wasn't a big fan of it. But from a timing perspective, that game is chef's kiss. Like story progresses, even though it's not that great. Story progresses, side quests progress. There's not too much cleanup to do. The map doesn't feel ginormous. You feel like you could still get around. Like structure of that game is really, really great. It lacks in some areas, like variability and story, I should say, plot. But other than that, I mean, everything else about it is phenomenal. But that's just me. That's just me side ranting. I'm just side ranting here. I should really stop. But I was just looking at times for a lot of these games, because it's like, you look at a game like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, says 100 hours to get through, with 13% platinum percentage. But then you have a game like Knack that's 25 hours that has 4.92, or a game like Need for Speed Most Wanted that's 20 hours that has a 5.5, or Onrush, which is 25 hours which has a 7.3. Which I know a lot of that comes down to difficulty at the end of the day. That's not necessarily coming down to more people are playing it because it's longer or shorter. I know that some of that comes down to difficulty, but it's just crazy. Like the norm of like timing of games over the past like 10 to 15 years has just fucking ballooned. But then there's other games that like don't make sense to me. Like you look at like MLB The Show 19, they're saying 150 hours. I mean, I guess if you're doing that game legitimately, yeah, 150 hours is probably going to happen, but that wasn't how long it took us. Not even close. but the guide for God of War Ragnarok is saying 45 hours. See, like to me, 45 hours is like perfect. And I think that's why I really liked God of War Ragnarok. That game drug out for me a little bit because I was doing the collectibles after the fact. I wasn't doing the collectibles as I go along. And typically when I do that, I feel like the games drag out because I basically play through the story and then I have to go back and clean up everything else, which is kind of what's happening with Star Wars Jedi Survivor right now. I've basically blew through the story, so I had access to everything, so then I could make the collectibles after the fact. So that's no one's fault but my own. But yeah, I just feel like 45 hours, 45, 50 hours should be like your 50 hours should be like a max now. Anyway, let me stop ranting. We've been going on for 49 minutes. And it's been a fun time. But yeah, let me again, like I said, let me know what games you guys have been playing down in the comments below. Down in the description below, you'll find links to all types of stuff. My Twitter, my Twitch, Platinum Trophy videos, other videos like this, just anything. So if you enjoy trophy content, be sure to check any of those links out and subscribe, and I will continue to try to upload great content for you guys. As much of it as I can. I know I talk about it all the time, but like I feel like I have not been playing too many games, and I've just been getting slammed at work and everything. I'm hoping that will kind of calm down over the next few months, but we'll just have to wait and see. But I really enjoy you guys sticking around. I enjoy you guys commenting, supporting, and everything like that. Really, really, really appreciate it. But again, if you've made it this far in the video, be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already for more trophy content like this. Leave down in the comments below broccoli and cheese. Because your boy about to go make some at 12:15 in the morning. You know, you got to get your greens in. Your greens and your yellows in. But yeah, appreciate you guys sticking around, and I hope you see you all around. Wait, I hope you see? No. I hope to see you all around sometime soon.